Hello, welcome back, y'all. This is our sixth and final video in this short series for Virtual Girl Circle. So if you have not tuned in to the other five, I recommend it. They don't need to be viewed in any particular order.
Mhm.
Um, and my name is Maddie. I'm a prevention advocate at the YWCA here in Worcester.
And my name is Janelle. I'm an intern here at the YWCA in Worcester.
Sweet. So we are going to start off the way we started off all of our girl circles in person before this pandemic. We're going to share our rose, our bud, and our thorn. So again, for a refresher or for the first time, a rose is something that was good in the last couple days. A thorn is something that was bad. And a bud is something that you are looking forward to. And we are very sad that we can't hear what you have to share, but we recommend sharing maybe with someone you live with, or you could call a friend, text a friend, just as a nice way to catch up.
Mhm.
So, Janelle, would you like to go first or second today?
I'll go second this time.
Okay, awesome. So, my rose is that all of my friends that I live with are finally done with their schoolwork so we can hang out more because I finished mine a little bit before them and I was very bored living here with three full-time students. Um, yeah, my bud is that I'm watching a very fun new TV show with some friends. I'm watching a show one episode a week with a friend who lives across the country, and then we like
Oh,
talk about it every week. So
that's
we watch it
cute.
at separate times, but then we like call on the phone to be like, "What did you think of this thing that happened?"
Mhm.
Which is a really fun way to catch up with her.
That is really nice.
I know, right? I was pretty proud of that idea. um, and my thorn is that I'm leaving Worcester soon, and I love this city so much. I love this job, but it's time for something new, so I'll be moving.
Yeah.
So, so what about you, Janelle?
All right. My rose is that it is a beautiful day out today and the sun is shining. Good weather always makes me happy. My thorn is a self-tanning disaster. Using self tanner, I missed a spot on my back and there was just like a shape, just not tanned. So I don't even recommend that. Just wait until the summer. Um, and then my bud, I think, is getting coffee today because I have yet to have coffee today. So
Do you have a
yeah.
particular kind of coffee or place that you like to go?
Um, I really like, big fan of Starbucks, which is very basic of me. But I also really like
Good.
in-house in Worcester. In-house coffee is a really good spot that I like, and the bean counter in Worcester. So
I love the bean counter. They make
it's so good.
such a good oat milk latte.
They do. They
Oh,
do.
it's
So
fantastic.
good. So yeah.
Nice. And I'm very, very grateful and happy that a lot of coffee shops are still doing takeout.
I know. I know. Same. So
Um, awesome. So we are happy to be here with y'all for this last short episode of our series. Gosh, that makes me feel so weird. Our final episode.
I know.
So we are going to be talking about gratitude. So to start off, Janelle, how would you define gratitude?
Just being, thankful and acknowledging things that are like good. And I think in some cases too, just like acknowledging your privilege of things. So, and just kind of expressing your thankfulness for that.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for sharing that. And this is a trickier question. So, what would you say the difference is between gratitude and thankfulness?
Ooh.
I know it's okay if you can't answer this. I can only answer it because I Googled it.
Yeah, I would think that they're just kind of like synonymous. So,
Okay, so according to Google and like the psychiatrists, psychologists on Google, um, which don't believe everything off of Google, kids, but I think this was pretty real. So thankfulness is like more within the moment. So like you give me a present and I'm like, thanks. Like
Mm.
I appreciate that. And gratitude is more of like an ongoing mentality of like continued thankfulness. So one is like a little short thing and one lasts for longer. So that's why we're talking more about gratitude, because this is more about like how do we create and cultivate a mentality that makes us feel blessed for what we have. So some things about gratitude that I have recently learned are that it's really about focusing on positiveness and noticing the benefits of experiences. So, like, one example of being full of gratitude or being grateful could be like a few years ago, I broke my ankle. And like that was a really unpleasant experience. Was in a
Mhm.
little cast. That's not fun. But like I still was grateful that that made me slow down, and like I had more time with my family because of that.
Mhm.
You know, so that's a way of thinking about gratitude. Another thing could be like, you know, this pandemic is really hard. It's really scary. And being grateful doesn't mitigate any of that. It's not like we're saying we're happy this happened, because this
Mhm.
is scary and hard, and it's harder for some people and scarier for some people. But at the same time, while we're like, this is hard and scary, we can also be grateful that we have more time with the people we live with, or, you know, I've been reading more. And so there are things within the negative experience that one can be grateful for.
Mhm.
Um, so there are 4 specific parts of gratitude. Don't worry, I will not be talking at you much longer. We have an art activity soon. Um, so the 4 parts of gratitude are noticing. So noticing whatever, like noticing the gift someone has given you, noticing that it's a beautiful day, noticing that you know, you're spending more time reading or something you love to do. So we've got noticing, um, thinking. So that's like recognizing. So say Janelle gives me a gift, right? Like I notice it, and then the next step is like being like, wow, that was so thoughtful of her, right? Like having a thinking process about whatever it is we have received, or like a thinking process of like, you know, I've been given this beautiful day. Second is, wow, like this is great, you know, like now I can go outside and ride my bike.
Mhm.
The third is feeling. So that's, sometimes we can feel gratitude in our bodies if we practice it enough. So like maybe I think a lot of people feel gratitude like right in their chest. I kind of feel it more in my belly. Different people feel things in different places, but feeling like really deeply what that feeling of gratitude feels like, because the more we practice, the more we feel it, and it's a very nice feeling. So we like to practice it. And then the fourth step is doing. So when we're grateful, the more we express these things and feel good about what's in our lives, the more the more power we have to do good things for other people. So, you know, maybe Janelle gives me a gift, right? I I notice she's given me a gift, right? Then I think about it and I'm like, wow, like she really put some thought and effort into that. That's really nice. And then like I feel like, wow, you know, like my heart feels nice, or my belly feels full, or like something good. And so then I'm like, wow, I want someone else to feel that way. So I give a different gift to a different friend to help them feel that way. Right. So it's like this nice, beautiful cycle of doing good things for other people, but it can also be smaller than gifts. You know, maybe you're grateful someone smiled at you like a stranger. So then you're like, I'm going to do that to someone else.
Mhm.
So that's what I have to say about gratitude. So our activity for today is making little woven paper baskets, because one really great exercise for practicing gratitude is writing something down every day. So I actually keep a gratitude journal, and every night I write something from the day I was grateful for. And when you're doing this, the more specific you can be, the better. So instead of being like, I'm grateful for food, be like, I'm grateful for like the really rich dark chocolate cake I had that had like that whipped cream on top and some strawberries, really going at it. So we're going to make these little boxes, and then I encourage you to think about some specific things that you are grateful for and to write them down as specifically as possible and to put them in your box. And then when you are feeling down, maybe you're feeling sad, something that can be really helpful is looking back at all the things you've been grateful for. And it also helps us notice more things to be grateful for. So for this activity, you are going to need 2 pieces of paper. They do not have to be colored. Mine just are. And a pair of scissors and a pencil and a ruler or like a book, something that's a straight edge. Or you can wing it, and that's okay too. So we are going to start with 1 piece of paper, and we're going to make it a square. So how you do that, oh my gosh, this is kind of hard on Zoom, is you fold the corner up, right, so that it's a square. So I'm going to put this down so I can actually fold it. And then you're just going to trace along this edge like that so that you have a line there, and we're going to cut along that line so our paper becomes a square. So that's the first step. the setup is the hardest part. This does get easier after the setup. So the next thing you're going to do, which I'm going to do a little bit ahead of you, is you're going to be drawing a smaller box within the big box. And I will show that to you in just a second. So I'm almost there. Awesome. So what you're doing is you are drawing 4 lines. I measured them out as 2 inches. If you don't have a ruler, you can always take another pencil and just mark it off so they're all the same. Basically, all that matters is that they're all the same. So it could be 3 inches, it could be 1 inch, but this is going to be the height of the walls of your box.
Oh, okay, I see.
So 1 inch probably would be a little bit short of a wall. So these are the walls. So just take a couple minutes. So for making a straight line, so say this is 2 inches, I would mark off that this is 2 inches here and then down here. And then you can use the ruler to match the points. I can show you on another piece of paper if this is something that is new to you.
I literally just folded up a piece of paper.
Oh my God, that's So you've got your ruler or your folded up piece of paper. So you go to the edge with the 2, yeah, and then you mark right where that would be. And then you can go a little ways down with the 2 and mark where that would be. And then you put that ruler up against the 2 marks. So the 2 marks are right here. And then the 2 marks are right there and right there. And then you just make that line. So this is all 2 inches all the way down. And that's a good way to make a straight line.
I think my boxes all came out the same size. That's okay.
I like that. So the next thing you're gonna do is cut out all the corners. So you're gonna just be cutting out, there's 4 corners, you're gonna cut out each of them. Again, if you need to pause here, take your time, draw your lines. Right now we are cutting squares. So we've got this.
Or this.
Yeah, it can be any size. And now what we're doing is we're folding on the lines. So I will do one and then show you. But these are basically going to be the sides of the box. So we're folding them up. Folding like so. Yeah. So we're going to fold all 4 sides.
Okay.
So if you want to make an easier box, you can always just tape these sides together. That's all you've got to do to make one. But we're going to go for a little bit more of a decorative angle. So along each of these, we're going to make some lines. Yeah. So these lines don't matter how far apart they are, but we're going to be cutting along all of them. So this is going to be, it's going to be woven over under. So, okay. Sorry, that's not a very good explanation, but basically if they're really, really fat, that's probably not going to work. And if they're really, really skinny, that's not going to work. So do the medium, and we're going to do them on all 4 sides.
I am not good at freehanding straight lines.
Okay. And then the next step is we're just cutting along all of those lines. So I'll do one side and show you what I mean.
Does it matter how many there are?
No.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't think so. I am not a pro. I've made 3 of these, and they were all in one day because I got really excited about it. So this is what every side will look like. We've got them all.
I'm hoping that these are all roughly the same.
Yeah, and if you're a perfectionist and you're really particular, you can measure them out. But we just kind of winged it, and I think that's fine too.
Yeah. I was gonna say, normally if I had a ruler, I would definitely be like measuring out each one, but this will do.
And I did forget to say that you're going to need tape. So I'll be back. Just going to grab some tape. Okay. So it is fine if you're still working on this, but we're just going to keep going because we have a specific time slot for these. So you can always pause. Always pause. The next thing you're going to do, so this is the sides of the basket, right, in the bottom. So we're going to make something to weave through the sides, slips of paper. So I like to do this with 2 different colors, so I'm going to be using yellow, but really anything looks cool. You could draw a picture and then weave it in, whatever you would like. So we're going to be cutting slips of the other paper. Oh my gosh, where did my pencil go? Oh, got so much going on in this small couch.
Honestly, I do not know if I have tape.
That is okay.
I'll make something work.
Yeah, I'm full confidence. So what I've done here is make lines, and we're going to be cutting those out. So again, if you're feeling a perfectionist, you can measure them. I made mine all roughly similar. Stylistically, you could make some really skinny and some really fat. You could use lots of different colors. But today I'm feeling one color.
They have to be the long way, right?
Yeah, the long way's better. The short way would be okay, but then you just have to, we're basically going to be attaching them all together eventually as we weave them. So if it's short, you just need to cut more. Okay, so we don't know how many we're going to need, but for now, I've got those strips here. I've got my paper here. So I'm gonna prepare some tape because I find it very helpful. You can also use glue for this, but I do think tape is the best bet.
A little less messy.
Yeah, a little less messy. So I'm gonna prepare some and just stick it next to me, next to the table I'm working on down here. Just to have it ready so I don't have to get it off every time. So let me show you what we're about to do. So we're going to take our first strip, and we always want to start in the middle when we're weaving. So we're going to start in the middle of a row, and we're just going to tape it on the inside of one of them. So I'm going to tape it right here. And that's all we're going to start with, and make it preferably, I'll explain that. Preferably, we want it to be all the way to the bottom. We don't want there to be a gap because this is going to be the bottom of the box. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to weave. So weaving is generally done in an over-under pattern. So this first one is under. So this second one is over. And then we're going to take this piece back, the yellow piece back, and get it under again, over again. So this is what it's looking like. Then we're going to get it under again. And when we get to the corner, this is what we've got so far. It's very important. We're going to hold these. Oh my gosh, sorry, this is a little challenging on video. So we're going to hold them up and pinch a corner so that there's a strong corner, because these walls are going to stand up. And this is the first step to making them stand up. So then this is kind of what we have right now. So you can see that the yellow is kind of holding them up. So we're going to weave the yellow down along the next side. So if you're ever having trouble and it's kind of being challenging, we can always get a little piece of tape, which I'm going to do. I like to do it at the corner. And we're just going to tape that down. I will show you what I mean. Okay, so basically we rounded the corner, and then on this next one, over, oh my gosh, over here, I just taped it down to keep the corner tight. You might be better than me at this and you don't need to use a lot of tape, but I find that I really need to tape the corners down. So once again, this is over, under, all the way as long as the paper lasts. I have reached another corner, so I will be pinching the corner and making sure that I continue my pattern at the corner. So I've got an over, I pinch it so it's a corner, and then I have an under. So I'm going to tape that under. I'm going to tape that that. Okay. And then I still have a bit left, so I'm going to continue down this side. And we want to end on an under and then just tape that piece down. So my piece did not get all the way around, which is to be expected because my box bottom is kind of big. But this is what we have so far. So we started here, pinched the corner, came around, and we're over here. So to start the next piece, I'm going to grab another piece in similar width, right? If the first one was really fat and this one's really skinny, that would look funny. So we're grabbing that, and I'm just starting it where the other one ended. So we're just going to put it down there and tape it again to start it off. And because it's the inside of the box, it will be nice and snazzy.
Okay, so this is very challenging without tape.
I really bet it is. I'm sorry that I did not tell you.
Oh no, that's okay. So I tried like folding them so it kind of just hangs on. And it just they just keep coming up. So
yeah, it's really hard without tape. So
we're just gonna try our best.
yeah. So here I am at another corner. This is the second to last corner. So I've got it turned. I'm gonna continue with the over under. Again, if you need to pause this, if I'm moving too fast, don't stress. You can pause away.
Don't my basket. I don't think it'll stay together.
A valiant effort.
Yes.
Cool. So also, Janelle, I know that you have another meeting, so if you would like to say goodbye to the group and hop off, that would be okay.
Okay.
So I know you have somewhere you need to be.
Thank you. I hope everyone has a good week.
Yes. Thank you so much for participating in all these workshops. It's been great doing them with you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Yeah. Okay, so Janelle's gonna head out, but we shall continue working on boxes.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Cool. So now it's just me. It's a little bit weird. But we are now at the end of this row. So what we have to do is I'm cutting the yellow, cutting the end so that it perfectly fits with where the last one started. So we're going to get some more tape there and just tape that down. So right now we have one row like so, and we are going to start the next row. So this is important. We're not going to start with this little guy because he's not going to get us very far. So we're starting with a new piece. We're also, once again, starting near the middle. So I'm just cutting off some more tape. Okay. So we are starting once again in the middle, but it's important that we do the opposite. So I will explain that after I tape this down. Okay, so we've got this tape down here, and you can see how it's the opposite. So I found one that started with an over, and I taped an under, so that we get this nice pattern that looks so woven. So we've got that over, and now we're just going to go around and do the same thing we did before. So now but it's all the opposite. So this is what this partial side looks like. Once again, we're going to pinch the corner, like so, and we're gonna keep taping the corners. The first row is the hardest. It does get a lot easier, but we're still gonna use some tape because Janelle showed us that without tape is a lot harder. So I know I'm moving pretty quickly. Again, just pause anytime you need. Pinching this side and going around. So we gotta keep remembering to tape. We're taping this one down. Okay, so right now this is what we've got. This looks like this, and sometimes it might pop up a little, but we can just push it down. And maybe it needs a little bit of tape to keep it from flying up a little. So there we go. I only have one more side, so I'm starting a new piece. Getting some more tape. And again, we're starting it where it was before. So this is where I ended. We're just going to tape that over it. And pinch the corner. Going over, under. We are getting close with these boxes. Can be a little time intensive, but we all have plenty of time in quarantine, right? So I'm at the last corner, pinching it. Again, there's more than I need at the end. Right, I've got a little tail here, so I'm going to cut that. Get some more tape ready and tape down this last row. Okay, so we are taping down this final row. Great, so this is what the box looks like so far, right? So we have the paper bottom, we've woven up the sides, and now if you have more space and you want to do another row, please feel free to do that. I'm going to show you how to finish off the rows so they don't have these funny little things, or you can cut them and turn them into fringe. So you could cut multiple little cuts along each of these, right, like that, and turn them into some sort of fringe, but I'm going to show you how to close off the top of it. So basically anything that has the pink on the outside, so that was an under, right, because the yellow's under it, we're just going to fold those back. Okay, so we're folding them back, folding them back, folding all of these back. Okay. There, so this is what these sides are looking like with the folds. So we're going to take one of those sides that I folded, and we're going to start taping them. So what we're doing is we're getting a piece of tape, and we're just taping them down on the inside because it doesn't matter as much how the inside looks, and it still looks kind of cute like this anyway. So this side is done. I have taped in here, tape those ones down, and then with the ones that are standing, we're just going to cut them off at the top. So we're just going to cut those, and we have a beautiful side of a box. So I shall now be doing the last two sides. Again, we are taping these down. Okay, so I've taped those. Now we're going to be cutting the standing ones. It can be a little hard to maneuver to cut properly. Okay, so now we have two sides of a box. Again, it would probably look a little cuter if we got 3 or 4 levels, but you can certainly continue working on this and do it again. So now we're going to keep folding down on the next side. Again, it's all the pink ones that are pink on the outside. We're folding them down. Pink on the outside, getting folded down. And some tape. Okay. Awesome. So we're doing real well now. So here we go. We're just gonna cut these across again. Sweet. So now our box is done on 3 sides. So we're doing that all on the last side as well. So we've got our 3 folded down. I'm gonna need a little bit more tape. Any kind of tape should work for this. Okay, so we're just taping these down on the inside. And the last one that needs to be taped. Awesome, so we've got all of these taped down. We're just cutting the last 3 or 4. And here you are. So this is our box. Again, maybe if you made it a little taller, could look better, but it is what it is. And you can also always make a slightly smaller one to fit in it if you would like to have a top and a bottom to your box so it closes. So you can always make 2 as long as one is a little bit smaller than the other so it can fit inside. So thank you so much for participating in this activity. I hope you enjoyed it. And I really want to stress how fantastic it can be to really work on writing gratitudes. And so it's my hope that if you made a box, now you have a little box you can keep your gratitudes in. And if you chose not to do that, that's okay. You can still write them down. I write all mine down in a little notebook. So multiple options, but focusing on gratitude, I think, is a really beautiful way to keep ourselves a little bit happier and a little bit healthier during hard times. So on that note, I'm really grateful for this opportunity to work with y'all and to work with Janelle. And I hope that you got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are someone that I have worked with in person in the past, I'm sad we didn't get a proper goodbye, but I loved working with all of you. And it's our goal for another staff member from the YW to continue those girl circles after I move. So thank you so much for being here. And I hope that you are managing well during a difficult time. And I'm sending you a lot of blessings and good care.